At guard, number 21, Savannah Valmeretta. And number 31, Brianna Piper. And now it's time for the home team on the scoreboard, your Central Penn Lady Knights, coached by Miller. At guard, number 1, Jayla Pearson. At guard, number 4, Sydney Green. At forward, number 10, Chanel Perry. At guard, she wears number 11, Sydney Buck. And at guard, number 23, give it up for Talia Jackson.
I had to wait for you to get over here,
right.
Mr. Christiana, but that was a rousing way to get started today.
Oh, man. How are you, Paul? Everything looking good so far?
Excellent. Well,
Good.
we are very happy to be here with you from East Penn High School. Paul Miller and, of course, Nightly News Hall of Famer Brian Christiana joining you here for a doubleheader ladies game. We'll start off here. We're getting down to business about 10 after 1 today. Right after this, we will take a break on our live stream, but we will be back here with you about 15 minutes after this game's over for the men's game as the Knights take on Bucks County Community College.
Paul, it's a great day for some basketball. It's a beautiful Saturday, decent weather outside, a little chilly in here like the other day, but you know what? I think the girls are ready. I think they're ready to show what they got, and we're going to see some good basketball.
Well, Brian, the Knights come in at 5-4, but you also have to remember the last time they played was here last Saturday with Talia Jackson hitting the game-tying and game-winning shots in under 30 seconds.
It was very impressive, Paul. They led most of the game. Berkeley came back a little bit, but then again, the Knights capitalized, and Talia Jackson showed her leadership, and they got the big W.
Well, and I will say for Bucks County, they're coming in at 0-3 on the season. Only played 3 games this year, and already off to a quick start there for the Knights as they go up 2-0.
That's going to be a big thing today, Paul. Just got to make sure we're staying good on the offensive end, making sure getting in the post, take advantage of our size. Good turnaround.
That was number 15, Braynon. Up ahead. What a shot. Number 4, Sydney Green. Green's averaging 8.2 points a game on the season this year, so she's obviously a very important part of what the Knights have going on offense.
Yeah, Paul, and again, good defense there by the Knights. Bob threw the good pass there. I thought possibly it could have been an up and down, but you know what? She got a good layup. Official let it go, and we're up 4-0.
Been definitely a tough road for Bucks County. They have not had very much luck on offense this year, but we appreciate their efforts joining us today, and hopefully this will be a good effort for, and Brian, most importantly, only 2 games left on the first half of the schedule until the Christmas break, including next Friday night with the return of Tyler Coleman back to the broadcast.
He's the man. He does very well.
Lots of people asking about his candidacy for the Nightly News Hall of Fame. What are your thoughts?
Tyler's just as deserving as everybody else. He put in his work over the years, and very dedicated, very good man. And if you want me to put an endorsement stamp on it, yeah, I'll put an endorsement stamp on it, Paul.
Well, Tyler, if you're out there listening, you just keep in mind that certainly could be a possibility. Did you see you just bought a new home?
I did see that. Good for them. I'm very excited to celebrate those 2 parties when they tie the knot, as they say.
Absolutely, we'll be there.
Isaiah, we're both going to be there.
But yeah, well, Tyler Coleman will be joining us here next Friday night for the final game before the summer break. Excuse me, the winter break.
Oh, we got to get through winter.
Wishful thinking, I suppose.
We're having some clock problems here, and that's probably one of the toughest jobs ever. Is working the clock.
Yeah?
I mean that. It's not an easy job.
Well, just while we have a minute, just want to take a look at some of the key Knights players. Of course, no discussion about the Knights would be complete without mentioning senior guard Tania Jackson, who, Brian, 13.2 on the season, but guess what? Also 10.7 rebounds from the point guard position.
Very important player on Central Penn's overall program. I mean, she's been here, and this is her 4th year. Definitely has made an impact. She learned from, in my opinion, the greatest girls basketball player here in Jalen Burton-Jones.
Absolutely. That's such a really good point. I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah, she's great. Tania's learned a lot over the years from some great players, great coaching. So
you'd almost forget that she was like the 6th man in her freshman year behind Jalen. Speaking of which, the quick steal, the dish to Green, and another, and that's where you see Jackson could have pulled up there, but she saw Green break into the rim and decided to distribute the ball. So, but it's pretty incredible the numbers that Jackson's put up. Not only that, she's also averaging just over 3 assists per game as well.
And the thing is with Bucks County, and we were talking pre-game, this is a newer program. They're getting used to basketball, getting used to having an organization, and it's going to be a what do they call it? Like a project in a way for them. They eventually build up, and they will. And I'm going to say this because every program, they will eventually be something.
100%. But from outside, can't get it to go. But Green the rebound inside, and makes it 8-0 here for the Knights.
Again, good performance there so far by the Knights on offense.
I will say that certainly could be a day for some of the others outside of the starting lineup to get some important minutes.
Yeah.
So, Brian, if you're looking at the rundown of the ladies' team, who might be a key contributor in this game later?
I mean, honestly, Paul, I think they're all very important. I mean, again, I'm not trying to throw any knocks on any girl, like the girls' team we're playing against today, but I think this is going to be a game where Coach Miller gets to put her other players that don't normally get to see time
I think that's fair.
So it's going to be time. It's going to get some time in for all the players.
Legend Edwards at about 10 minutes a game. Brandi Swinton about 10 minutes a game. Tori Roberts at 12.8. I think we'll see some of those. I will say Megan Shawley, not dressed today, did have ice on her ankle pregame, so it doesn't look like she's going to be contributing this afternoon. But Megan's had a really good start to the season, and hopefully she can take care of the injury that she has over the holiday break and come back and be a contributor in the second half. But at this point, Brian, I think it's fair to say with a victory today to go to 6-4, I mean, that's got to be, not only a great boost for this huge matchup against Christiana next Friday night, but I would also say they have to keep their mind for the tournament. They want to get into the tournament.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to be important.
Bub, the ball fake, the turnover.
And that's something that Sydney Bubb's going to have to work on. Just try to cut down on simple mistakes like that. It's an important part of today's ball game. Just trying to work on different things.
Somehow they still had the ball. And that'll be out of bounds. It'll still be Bucks County's ball. Going into Green the steal the other way.
Oh, that's not
and missed that. And that'll be a travel.
Yeah, gotta make those type of layups, Paul. Wide open layup there. She's gotta make that. Easy opportunities don't come around like that every day.
Very true. Very true. Well, Brian, I will say that it's been a very interesting week here. The Knights, neither of the teams have played since last time, but the 2 big wins from last week, I mean, that was so important to the future season. Not only just for the ladies, and like I said, go to 5-4, but what you also have to remember is that 2-6 team still has a shot, the men's team, to make some noise if they can keep playing like they did last week. I mean, I really think for both teams, last week was a really, really important effort.
Yeah, it is. It's Central Penn College historically is a successful program, Paul. So they got a 2-6 start for the men. Not the start they were hoping for, not that people thought they would have, but again, just got to find ways to get wins, especially the easier games. And you got to try to win tough. Got to try to get some tough road games in as well. So it's going to be a good day. I think we could see the same thing. So let's just hope we can get a good performance out of both teams today.
Back at it, 6:53 in the first. Of course, we will play 4 quarters here. 8-0 early lead for the Knights. Pearson inside. One of the things I do like, Chanel Perry has had a really big impact thus far this season. Perry averaging 24 minutes, just over a shade over 5 points a game. Perry also 7.3 rebounds, so gives some. I really wanted to see them try to go to Perry and Swinton down low. I think that's an advantage that the Knights have, and I hope they continue to try to maximize. Bub the steal to Green, up to Perry. Takes the shot, can't quite come up with it. Pearson the rebound, puts it back, nice shot. Does look like Bucks County's a little overmatched size-wise on the boards. I think it's going to be tough.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of size on their team. So again, it's just gonna. This is like we said. This is going to be a learning experience for them. New program overall. Just going to try to get different exposure to different teams. Try to get different. I don't know, just different ways to get better.
Bub up ahead to Pearson. 14-0 early on here in the first quarter.
Hey, the one part I'll give the girls so far, the whistle hasn't really been blown, so that clock is running.
Haven't been seeing any fouls thus far. Honored to be here with Paul Miller and Brian Christiana here from East Penn High School. First of a doubleheader, the men's game. We are very excited. Hot off that victory, can they keep that momentum going? Bucks County does have a good record.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day for some good basketball. Central Penn needs to have another test. You know what I mean? Berkeley, our men's team had a big lead there on Saturday, and Berkeley came back. And you know what? Do I want to say I'm surprised? No, because it's Berkeley. Historically, a team we've had problems with in the past, but
inside to Perry.
So we got to have more competition like that, where our guys are really going to have to play on their toes.
All right, inside to number 4, Delaney Cooper. Outside to Calypso Brainan. And Green ahead to Bub. Nice rebound. Bub the rebound and the foul.
Got to make those layups. Sydney Bub missed an easy opportunity for 2 points. Got to make those.
Bub to the line. Looks like Swinton's coming in for number 4, Sydney Green. One of Bub's major strengths here. From the line at a 71% shooter.
And you know what? That for a college athlete, that's pretty good.
I would say.
Yeah.
And of course, just like when was it Romo 2 weeks ago or Aikman?
Yeah, you brought that up.
About the Lions kicker. All right, the steal there. Up ahead to Pearson. Great outlet pass for Jackson. 19-0 with 4:25 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Miller, I understand we're trying to get your starters a good run, but eventually you're going to have to start getting your other players some more time. Get them the opportunity to play, get some court time.
I'm looking for Kayla Thomas, Brandi Swinton, and Legend Edwards to get some meaningful minutes here today. We'll see how they perform.
And again, it's especially with Bucks College, it's not fun when you look at that scoreboard, not a good for momentum and attitude. But you know what, though? You're playing against girls that have had experience and so
Absolutely.
forth. So you're only going to get better from here.
Absolutely. Swinton, the shot couldn't quite go glass on that. Inside, number 10, Jenna Logue, inside to Swinton, and the bucket.
That was a good little fast break there. Good bounce pass, led to 2 points. those cheerleaders, Paul, they get better and better every
Oh,
time.
absolutely. That's the goal. We just want to improve every time out. And the steal from Jackson. Ahead to Perry. Another nice shot. The up-tempo game is working here for the Lady Knights. 3:18 left. It's 23-0. Let's see if Bucks County can get on the board here. And the steal by Bob, going the other way. Coast to coast.
Good steal, good layup.
Brian, when you think about basketball announcers and some of your favorite basketball-specific announcers, who are the ones that you think of the most?
Basketball. That's tough. I don't know. To be honest with you, Paul, you have your Mike Greens, you have others, but the one I always
shot by Bob.
The ones that I always had interest was PA.
Okay.
The PA announcers were always the one that interested me because, I love listening to Reggie Miller and Chris Webber.
Reggie Miller is a phenomenal
I like
commentator.
watching him. But PA, I think the guy from the Knicks is really good. I think the guy that does it for the 76ers is awesome. There's some really good ones. Over the years,
What about Dickie V? You got to throw Dickie V in that
always
conversation.
throw Dickie V, but that's not someone who I try to be.
No. Of course not. No one can be Dickie V.
Yeah,
He's got so much enthusiasm and his nature is just. And actually, I had to watch a really interesting documentary on SportsCenter the other night about his cancer treatment through the Dickie V Foundation. They were helpful in getting him, through treatment in the cancer that he had. So that was really interesting.
It is. He went through a lot, and personally, I think we have some really good football. The NFL guys are great. But basketball,
nice shot from Pearson for three.
Yeah, for basketball, the PA announcers are always the one that I always they don't get a lot of the credit they deserve, but they're good. They are good.
Always loved Marv Albert myself. From back in
I like Marv Albert. Yeah, he's very good.
But Reggie, I do appreciate your comment about Reggie Miller. As a former Knicks fan, well, I still am a Knicks fan, but of course I don't really care much for Reggie.
Yeah,
but
I
once he got out of that role with the Pacers, I really had a newfound respect for him.
I personally like. I guess if we want to go straight up announcer, I love watching those. The Ernie Johnson and those guys are great. They're funny.
But I don't think that they're necessarily good at actually calling a game.
Well, Ernie Johnson calls baseball.
Yes, which I do think I do respect him. Yeah. Down inside to Edwards. Edwards is going to have that open all day long. They don't have anybody who can match up with her whatsoever.
Yeah, size is a tough thing here for Bucks County. So again, take advantage of your bigs.
But by that rationale, maybe Bucks County has a little bit of an advantage speed-wise. Swinton the steal, and she's going to go coast to coast. Very impressive, 34 points. That potentially could be a record in school history. 34-point quarter, but it remains to be seen. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of access to some of those records. Although they all are on centralpennknights.com. You just have to change the years.
Yeah.
To reflect. They have every basketball stat ever in Central Penn Lady history.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I thought that you would appreciate that.
I do, actually.
You just go to the baseball team and you just change the year in the web browser.
I'm not going to lie to you, Paul. Every year, especially with baseball, every winter we were always wondering, when are they going to put the schedule out? So we would always type in on the website, and then it would always have the year in the hyperlink, and we would just change it, and then let's say the schedule wasn't released on paper. It was on the website, but it wasn't open to the public yet. So, yeah, when you said that, it's cool. It really is. It's great.
Jackson, the shot, no good.
I would have banked that.
Low, the rebound.
Oh, she's on.
Oh. Can she hang on? Out of bounds.
Oh, I'll give her, at least she tried.
Looks like it actually was tipped by Central Penn.
Yeah.
The turnaround, but Roberts, the block.
All right, 30-second timeout.
With 14 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
I don't know if I would have called a timeout with that, but
maybe she wants to take advantage of, you know,
inbound.
yeah.
Paul, do you know what I absolutely love?
That's a good
absolutely
question.
love that Central Penn College takes care of their students on and off the field. And how do they do that? They get select physical therapy involved. They are always on the sidelines to help our athletes and all athletes in general to get back on the field when they are in need. With convenient locations all over Harrisburg, all over the area. Find a location nearest you to get your student athlete involved. Again, that's select physical therapy, helping all our Central Penn Knights.
Fantastic. We do appreciate select physical therapy. They're always here. Their trainers are here each and every week to take care of any players who are injured, which does happen, you know, relatively frequently, unfortunately, in sports. Half of the reason I don't play sports is because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt myself, Brian.
Yeah. You're a bowler.
Yeah, and guess what? I've managed to hurt myself bowling too. So, all right, well, that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter here as the Lady Knights lead 36-30. We're going to go to the cheer squad for a quick intermission. All right, we are back at it. Paul Miller and Brian Christiana here at East Penn High School on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Try to enjoy these last couple of nice days here before a little cold streak comes in.
Yeah, Paul, we're looking at our first nor'easter, they said, coming up soon, so get ready.
I certainly hope not.
Reported from CBS 21, so get ready. And you know who our favorite guy is over there.
Oh, we have many, but there's definitely
Tom.
one. Of course. I was trying to get there. All right, now to start off the second quarter, 13 Victoria Roberts, number 20 Kayla Thomas, number 22 Brandi Swinton, of course Legend Edwards, number 32, and number 1 sophomore Jayla Pearson.
And the one player I'm very enticed to see is Jayla Pearson. She's a good basketball
Absolutely.
player. Gets some good reps. And
Nice turnaround.
good basket.
This point scored there by Calypso Braining.
Yeah,
number
that's a good
15.
that was a good turnaround.
Absolutely.
That was a good play.
Maybe they're going to make a run here, Brian. Inside, Roberts can't get it to go. It's going to go back the other direction.
Maybe it's going to be a quality of shots over the quantity.
Talavera with the rebound. Therefore, Bucks County. Cooper, number 4, stolen by Swinton. And they do get the foul call there, even though the layup does not go. Brian, you want to talk about an underdog story? Look no further than Baker Mayfield from last Thursday night.
I worked a lot of 5 a.m. 5 to 1:30 this week, so I did not get to watch much.
Incredible.
Yeah. I mean, Devontae Adams didn't help me out with fantasy points this week, so.
Brian and I are in a league, and it's all coming down to this week.
It is. It really is, Paul. We in that league, I was really enthused to see how it would end up, and I mean, it's as tight as it gets, they say.
Have you ever gone down the path of fantasy basketball?
Yeah, I'm actually in a fantasy basketball. I did a freebie one just to.
I enjoy it.
Just to see how it ends.
Oh, they're gonna call the travel there.
It's a lot of work
on Braining. So 37-2 here. 9:04 left in the second quarter. Knights lead. Looks like a lot of the starters are going. A lot of the starters are back in this game, or have left the game for the second crew. Inside, that's going to be to Logue. She takes the shot. Being joined for the moment by Nightly News recently announced secretary, Dalton Kohler. He's going to join me here in the booth here for the second quarter while Brian Christiana tends to some other business. He will be back here with us for the second half of today's game. Well, Dalton, as we just mentioned, you were just brought on board as the secretary in our officer elections that we had this week. What were your thoughts when you saw that you got to be an officer of the club?
Oh man, I just think it's a great honor. I really appreciate my peers that are also in the Nightly News that voted on me to put me in this position. I really, truly appreciate it. There's not enough words that I can come up with to truly say how much of an honor it is, and I think it's going to be a really great experience for me to try and, be in this kind of leadership role with the club.
And we certainly have already talked, of some other ideas, maybe starting up a area where you lead the reporters that we have coming out to the games. We now have several reporters, not only not you and Kevon Davis doing the production, so we really appreciate all that you want to step up to do and what that looks like in the future. So Roberts takes a tough spill there, but Mayo puts it back.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of good things coming here for the Nightly News Media Club, so stay tuned.
Well, and hey, we're making improvements. We're going to all of these games. We're at every home game this year. Of course, as we mentioned, there's a big game coming up next Friday night against Christiana, the last Knights ladies game before the holiday break. So that's going to be, hopefully it's a rocking atmosphere next Friday night.
I'm sure it will be.
And if you happen to leave for break that day, hey, you can always check us out on YouTube. I'm going to give an up and down there to Yanes. 41-2 here with 6:45 left. Nice rebound there by number 12, Marion Gakwa.
Mayo with a nice putback right there.
The one thing about the Knights, and we kind of talked about this last week as well, is they definitely have people all across the board, right? They've got really strong positions. Like, they have strong shooters, but they also have strong post players.
Yes.
And a lot of teams can't say that. Certainly in the USCAA, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Because a lot of times you're going to get often smaller lineups.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what you're seeing here, is how size really can impact the basketball game.
Oh, for sure. And I think from just a couple games I've been here watching the Lady Knights play, I would say they have one of the more, well-rounded lineups in terms of, actual size and being able to go down into the post and just play bully ball. I think it's been a really, really key factor to their success this year.
Of course, we do miss Jeray Patterson, who was stalwart on the team the last few years. She always averaged double digits in rebounds. It's like that ball was kicked out of bounds there by probably most likely Tori Roberts, but it could have been one of several Knights down there.
There's a nice deal by Tori Roberts. She just lost her footing there, it's unfortunate.
So 43-2 here, just about 5 minutes left here in the second. The steal there by Roberts, up ahead to Swinton. And the foul. Very impressive.
Way to follow through with the shot there. Through the contact by Swinton to make sure that one goes in. Now she's headed to the line for a possible three-point play.
Always a reminder that if you're interested in keeping up with the live stats, you can always go to centralpennknights.com and click on the women's basketball schedule tab And you can go right to the live stats. This has been a savior for us up here in the booth.
No, for sure.
I will say, we take a look at the Central Penn scoring leaders today. Jayla Pearson, 4 for 4 from the field with 9. Swinton has 9. Perry with 6. Perry with 8. Green with 6. Very impressive lineup.
I like to see the spread of the basketball too. It's not just 1 or 2 people that are, scoring all the points. It really is getting everyone involved. It's really good for them right now.
I think you can see as many as 10 people with points in this game today, possibly more. It does look like there's a couple Knights that are injured and not playing today. We mentioned Megan Shawley earlier.
But hey, anytime you can get the bench involved to get out there, score some, good points for them, build their confidence. And later on in the run, when you're starting to, get to eventually make the playoffs, you need depth off the bench. That'll be really, really key to make sure that they have their confidence.
And that's off the mark from Brainin, who is definitely, one of the tougher players here on this squad for Bucks County. From way downtown, Tori Roberts off. Brainin brings the ball up the floor. And that was partially blocked by Swinton. That's where a ball fake really helps.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you have, a big defender in your face like that, just a little ball fake and then drive up when they're jumping up.
Swinton, what a shot there. I really think that as the season goes on, Swinton's going to play some meaningful minutes for the Knights down the stretch.
Oh, I really do believe so. I mean, I think she really is probably, one of the better centers on this team. I think she really could play a very, very key role in this Knights team.
Well, what's interesting, and I'm glad that you brought that up, but when you look at their starting lineup, I mean, I would imagine that Perry is playing the center position, but I don't necessarily think that. I think that when they're rotating around, I think Swinton could be that really important six man off a bench,
for sure.
Especially if there's any foul trouble along the front lines. Because what you saw last week was when people were getting themselves in foul trouble, that really compromised what they were trying to do. There was a couple in the men's game last week. There was some of the larger guys that maybe would play the 5 were getting themselves in foul trouble, and that really turned the tide of the game there for at least most of the first half.
Yeah, and I think the fact that if you have that, backup center that you can turn to when something like that happens, because obviously they're under, they're under the rim in the paint a lot, so they're, fouling. The fouls are going to happen, whether it's getting rebounds or you just accidentally, hit the guy where you're trying to, contest a shot. It's going to happen. So if you have that backup center you can turn to when that happens, and they can still provide you both good offense and defense, that's really, really huge for a team.
Turnover there, but Knights ball, so it went off someone from Bucks County. And they're going to get that right inside to Swinton. I mean, that's as textbook as you can get. When you've got the size advantage down low, you have to do that.
Pretty much as soon as you get the ball, just put up a shot. That's all you got to do.
It's going to be out of bounds on Roberts. 2:22 left here in the quarter. 51-2. Brainin trying to get something going here. And the steal by Thomas. All the way coast to coast. It's been a lot of breakaway points here for the Knights, and that's a little against, how they have played in the past.
Yeah, I think basically what most of it is just up the top of the key trying to get passes off, and the Knights' off-ball defense in terms of stealing passes has been really good, and they pretty much just come down, they steal it, and they just have open lanes straight to the rack. As here we go again.
All the way Mayo inside the Roberts, but good defense there from Bucks County.
Yeah, at that point you might as well just take the, Knights keeping the ball, just get it out of bounds, try and, keep them from getting a bucket right there.
So the Knights started off this season with 2 early season losses to Bryant and Stratford Syracuse and Bryant and Stratford Buffalo. Then they went on a 3-game winning streak, capped off by that victory back on November 14th, College of Southern Maryland. But what's interesting is after a 2-game losing streak, today would be another 3 games in a row that the Knights have won. So they'd be on a 3-game winning streak. Now, Dalton, let me ask you, I know baseball season's a little different in that there's not a break in the middle. But even from fall, like, how does that layoff go? We're not necessarily practicing every day. Can that momentum be a good thing moving to the second half of the season?
I truly do think so. I mean, especially if there's all that time when you haven't really been on the court, you know, playing basketball or practicing, anything like that. Just the fact that you remember, like, hey, whatever we were doing before the break was working pretty well for us. So we need to just keep that going coming in after the break. I think it'll be, you know, really good for us, and it'll just keep, you know, keep that momentum going, keep the train rolling. And you might see these Lady Knights start to go on a little bit of a run here, hopefully.
Well, with 40 seconds left in the second quarter, big steal all the way. Oh, can't get that to fall. And it looks like that's going to continue to be Knights' ball there. Just want to update you on some stats before halftime. Swinton with 15 in this game and 3 rebounds. Jayla Pearson with 9 and Chanel Perry with 8 are the top 3 scorers for the Knights. You can always check out those live stats by going to centralpennknights.com and then clicking on the women's basketball schedule. Which, of course, all of the stats are there for all of the games. Mayo, what a play inside. Mayo has been averaging 4.9 on the season. 15 seconds left. We're going to take a quick break at the half. We will be back with Brian Christiana later on here in the second half. Up to Roberts. Can she get off the shot? Yes, she does, and it goes. As that will do it for the quarter. The Knights have had a very good first half, 59-2 here with Dalton Kohler. Dalton, as we go to the second half, what are some things that you might see from the Knights here in the second half with a large lead?
Well, I think what they got to do is continue to just make sure they keep getting those steals and those turnovers. Because if you look at the live stats right now, so far through the first half, the Bucks County has committed 25 turnovers, and the Knights have 33 points off of said turnovers.
That is definitely not something that you want to do that's going to be sustainable.
No, not for sure, not at all. And I think if the Knights can just keep on doing that, keep playing good fundamental defense, make sure that, you know, keep getting turnovers, keep getting steals, I think it'll be really, really key for them to just keep on doing what they're doing, because right now the Lady Knights are looking very, very good right now.
Well, that's going to do it for us for the time being. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and we will be back here with you for the start of the second half. From East Penn High School, this is Paul Miller and Dalton Kohler, also joined by Brian Christiana. We will see you in the third quarter. All right, we are back here with the second half of Knights basketball. This is the Central Penn Lady Knights up 59-2 over Bucks County Community College. You know, Brian, when before you took a brief sabbatical there in the middle of the second quarter, we were having a conversation about what some of the people on the sort of the second line, because at this point it does seem safe that the game is out of hand, and I can't imagine that the Bucks County team is thinking about coming back. But Brian, how can you use this as a learning experience? Let's talk a little bit more about how Bucks County can try to show some improvements here in the second half.
Just again, getting extra time on the court doesn't hurt. That's really my big thing of it. Just getting a chance to go out, play some different competition. You know, players that are better than them. Again, because this is a new program, and again, just a way to get more exposure on the court against other girls. That's gonna really help.
We have Jackson, we have Pearson, Bub, Green, and Perry, the starting lineup. So Miller putting the starting lineup back out there for the second half, which is relatively common, depending on foul trouble, of course.
Yep, exactly, Paul. Just gotta, again, get a good run in for a little bit, and then get that second team ready to go.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do, especially with two big games coming up this week. So Manor College will be this Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. And Christiana will be on Friday at 8. I know you'll be watching.
On Friday? Yeah.
Paul Miller and Tyler, the triumphant return of Tyler.
That is. And this Friday, I don't think there's anything.
Put it on the big screen.
Oh, Paul, I will be listening in the vehicle. I will be at the Strand Wilkes-Barre Penguins versus the Bears on Friday.
Wow.
Night.
Is that in Hershey or
I'm going to Wilkes-Barre.
Oh,
three-pointer.
What a shot. That's going to make it
all 5 points.
That's number 15, Calypso Brainin, with all 5 points.
So, like we were talking last week about hockey, the Penguins scored eight goals last night.
Wow.
8.
Jackson off.
Double dribble.
That's from
well, the clock is still running.
Merida, 21. This could be a tactic that is common in home contests like this. Perry with up and under. Very nicely done. 8:46 left. It's 63-5.
Yeah, this is again just making sure your starters get a couple up and backs, and keep your legs going.
And the steal by Jackson. Jackson's trying to run a play here.
That was a leader type of move there, Paul.
Green was down low, couldn't get it to her though. And they're going inside to Pearson. What a move.
If you're going to run the zone there, Paul, that person on the lower block has to cut into the middle. Again, running a 2-3 zone, again, I don't really have I guess if I really wanted to put the paper in front of the camera, but you're running two people on the top, right where the basketball is there on the line. Whatever side it goes on, the person on the block and the person on technically the elbow on that side, they're supposed to meet, like in the middle, which results the wing. So if I touched it, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so prime example. They started on the left side there. The person on the left block and the person on the left elbow are supposed to come together to play defense. And then eventually that person on the top is supposed to fade. And it goes back and forth. They threw it to the right side. So the person on that block on the other side and the elbow are supposed to go up. But instead, the person on the wing on the left side cut middle, boom. 2-3 zone is a very...
Coach Christiana there. So I know that we talked about it last time, so fans will remember, but just in case we have some viewers out there that weren't with us last time, tell us a little bit more about your coaching experience that you're getting into.
5th and 6th grade, man. This is my first year doing it. We first game is on Monday.
Congratulations.
Yep, first
your
game
first ever game that you're coaching.
Yep, where you have a game on
Fantastic.
Yep, Monday, 6:30. The kids are super excited.
Pearson with the steal. Perry wide open underneath. looking for the ball, gets it, and almost not used to playing without a body on her.
Didn't even need to really have a dribble there, Paul. So again, good basket there, and again, just trying to keep those legs moving.
And that's going to go inside there to number 4, Cooper. Goes baseline. They're going to call a jump ball there, so it will remain Bucks County ball. 67-5, 7:20 left here in the third quarter. Getting some substitutions in here for Bucks County.
Today's Army and Navy too, Paul.
Oh, that should be a very interesting contest.
Down in Philly.
Have you ever gone to one of those?
No, but I mean, today I got invited to a big Army-Navy party up in Williamsport, and we were talking with the guy who's hosting the party, and he has one of the former coaches of Navy going to be at the party.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. The coach, he actually coached Roger Staubach.
Wow.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yep.
Still Bucks County ball there. Let's see if Bucks County can get a little bit more cohesion here. The inbound. Cooper, number 4, and number 15, Calypso Brynan. Cooper looking for an outlet. Inside to number 12, Talvera. Missed the shot. Tania Jackson. It looks like some substitutes will be coming in for the starters. Hey, at least the starters got a good 5 minutes in the second half here.
Exactly.
Definitely some time to get started. Again, Brian, I just wanted to reiterate, the 5 starters all average over 20 minutes a game. And then you've got people like Tori Roberts with 13 points, Kayla Thomas with 18 points, minutes per game, Swinton with 10, and Legend Edwards with 10. So there's a lot of people here on this second unit that are really, really going to be key to everything that Central Penn wants to do in the second half of the season. Going to 6-4 before these 2 key matchups with Manor and Christiana this coming up week. Going to be really interested to see how that Christian game is, Brian. Obviously, it is the end of the term, and it's the last day for the students to be here. So we're hoping we can get a really nice crowd here and send them off the Lady Knights with a wonderful way to go into the break.
Yeah. Is that game here or at the middle school?
I believe it's here.
Oh, nice for a Friday night.
Always check out centralpennknights.com for any additional scheduling information.
For a Friday night, having a game here, that's pretty good, because high school usually has games on Fridays and so forth. So good for us. Oh, foot was on the line. Unfortunately, shot won't count. But again, it's going to be a big game. Good call on that, Brian. It is at the middle school. Yeah, sounds about right.
Middle school next week. If you're coming out to the ball game, East Penn Middle School. That's an 8 o'clock start on a Friday. You're gonna be here late.
Oh man, I'm
prime time.
I'll probably be listening then also on my way home from Mohegan Sun Arena.
Nah, those hockey games will go till about 10. I wouldn't. Maybe the end of it. Roberts inside the shot. What a bounce. So, Brian, as we look at the Select Medical live stats here.
Yes.
Swinton leads the way with 15. Chanel Perry with 12. Pearson with 11. And Green with 10, all in double digits. So 4 Knights in double digits in this game.
That's what I mean, and that's going to keep going up here today.
Good shot there.
Oh no. That's not good.
Roberts is down after the collision.
She got hit pretty hard there on the side of the face, Paul.
And that's what you never want to see in a game quite like this.
Yeah, she ran into oh man, it's Bob Stern, the man himself. You know, Paul, I'm going to give this man credit. he's bringing so many kids into this school, and he's bringing so many great athletes to this athletic program. They should be having him on payroll just for bringing more kids in. He's a good man. Hey, Bob, thank you, my friend. Thank you for all you do.
Coach Stern, and of course, we will be broadcasting every home Knights baseball game, as well as basketball game this year. And of course, hopefully Brian Christiana can join us on some of the commentary for some of those games.
Baseball, I love baseball, Paul. That's great.
Well, I will say the last time we were at FNB, you did the hosting
on field,
duties.
yes, and I'm sure hoping we have a night like that again where we get
I believe we will. I just talked to Coach Stern earlier today about the schedule. 6 dates at FNB Field.
That's awesome.
6 dates, which means 12 games.
Yep, and that's incredible. I mean, that night we had last season was
it was unbelievable.
So incredible. It was good for bringing.
I'll remember that night forever, Brian.
I think, you know what, Paul? I think I'm going to have to agree with you. We had so much fun. The students had a good time.
And it was too bad you couldn't join me for dinner after the game.
Where'd you guys go?
Oh, we went to Dockside.
Oh, that's a good place.
All right, back to the game. It's 71-5.
And there's Janet walking in. Good shot.
Great shot there from Mayo. Makes 73-5, 4:15 left here in the third quarter. There is going to be a slight break between the two contests. We will log off of the first stream, but we will be back here with you for the men's game later on this afternoon. The steal by Edwards. Running the break is Edwards.
That's going to be a good thing here. Just running the plays, getting more. It's kind of in a way like a practice, getting more.
Oh, the turnover there from Thomas.
That might be our.
Looked like that could have been a foul as well.
Yeah, it could have.
But Calypso Brannon, clearly the leader of this Bucks County team.
Yeah, and she's playing. I mean, again, it's a new.
What a shot!
Oh.
So close there for Logue. Logue's been shooting all day. He's just managed to come up empty.
Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, again, just...
Edwards can't get it to go, but the putback is good.
That was great. Oh, uh-oh.
Now Edwards down.
Yeah, and I mean, Bucks County, they can keep going. Whistle never blew. She looks in pain, though, Paul.
Way up, but the good defensive retreat there for Bucks County.
See what they do here, Paul.
You do see Roberts back on the sidelines, Brian.
Yeah, she got hit really hard there on that play that resulted in dead ball, and she had to step off.
Inside to Mayo, but can't keep control of the ball.
I like watching Mayo out there, Paul. She's hard. She's a hard player. She puts her all into the game.
100%.
And you know what? She's skilled.
Absolutely.
She is.
Absolutely. I was so excited about the second half of this season, Brian. I think the Knights have a legitimate shot at going to the USCAA tournament this year. They've been shut out the past couple years. Great shot from Delaney Cooper. Makes it 75-7 with 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. But I really seriously think, Brian, when you look at the second half of the season, it looks manageable. But Brian, 13 more games this season.
Yeah, and you know what? The goal should be win them all. You want to try to get your opportunity to get into the playoffs, and you gotta win them all. Oh, good play down low.
An interesting. So there's a couple of games that they're going to play at home. They are playing in a tournament on January the 6th, do the ladies. They will be at Penn State York on the 7th. They'll be home for Mid-Atlantic Christian. We'll, of course, have that game on January 10th. But listen to this, Brian. In January 20th, in one weekend, they play Trinity Washington and Penn State York. I think those could be two really important games for their season.
You're right. You are 100%
if in that one weekend they can get through those two contests here at home. They do play great at home. I will give them a lot of credit. Brian, of course, they're 2-0. They're going to go 3-0 on a season at home here. Inside to Mayo. Nice shot.
Good play there. Good play.
running down to the last minute. I guess the next question would be, can the ladies hit the century mark? The most they've actually scored this season, Brian, interestingly enough. 77 points back on Bryant and Stratton Albany, and they've already eclipsed that. So they've already got their season high on the season for points, which is, of course, great. Can they get that century mark?
That's going to be a big thing.
Simply looking at the law of averages, it would reason to believe they could. Inside Legend Edwards, and the putback. There's just not a lot of defense for that.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, again, Bucks County's not very big. They're not a big team. And again, Legend Edwards is a very tall girl on the inside. So
They've definitely, between Swinton, Mayo, and Edwards, they definitely have some great positions in terms of that center power forward position. Well, we're going to take a slight break here in a moment, but it is 81-7. 10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter is what we're heading to. We're going to go to the cheer team here for a moment.
We are Central Penn. Fans on this side. Show your mad pride. Now we are Central Penn. We are Central Penn. Fans on this side. Show your mad pride. Now we are Central Penn. We are Central Penn. We are Central Penn.
Fantastic to get to watch the cheer team.
oh, those cheerleaders are great.
And they're in their first year of
And
existence.
as I say, it's a great addition to the game here. Good part of entertainment, and they again will grow and get better and better.
Ten minutes remain. Again, we will take a quick 15-minute break between these contests. Brian was saying something about grabbing some pizza.
Yeah, gotta go pick up the pizza. Gotta feed all our workers we have here, Paul.
We are very proud of them, and I do want to give a shout out, and thank you for bringing that up. So today producing the game is Kevon Davis. Also, we heard from Dalton Kohler, the new Nightly News secretary, I might add.
Whoa.
Just had elections today, and it'll be his first time being a club officer, so we're happy to have him. Blake Myers is covering for us, and of course, I'm sure if you've seen in the background, Dylan Bowman, our student photographer. We've been doing wonderful things here with the Nightly News, and we look to continue to do that for baseball season and even into hockey season. Hockey. Soccer season as we come into next summer.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool if we had a hockey team, but
College
ice time doesn't come cheap.
College hockey is a really big thing, Paul. A lot of big teams are getting big attendance, and
Penn State hockey has got amazing attendance numbers.
exactly.
Mayo
Gotta make that, Paul.
doesn't go, but can Logue hang on to it? They're going to give her a travel there. That's a tough call, Brian.
It is, and I mean that's a play that you don't think of it as, but it is. It is the right call there by the official.
Inside to Mayo. Mayo almost loses it again. Swinton up and under, can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Can't get that one to go. Logue gets the rebound. And I'll tell you what, Bucks County's still playing hard here in this fourth quarter.
You have to make those, Paul.
So nice to see Roberts back in the game after that scary collision earlier, but she looks okay. Whoa, a moonshot there from Cooper.
Like Curry, like Steph Curry.
Thomas to Swinton on the wing. From downtown, no good. And that will be Knights ball. 81-7 with 8:42 remaining. Inside Mayo, can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound, no. Oh, Braynon, great rebound there. Leads the break, but runs into that double team. Roberts, the drive to the hoop. And inside to Swinton. Nice.
That was a nice little drop step there, Paul.
Just off on that one. Mayo the rebound. We're just going to talk a little bit about some of the stats here for probably one last time.
From Select Medical.
From our Select Medical live stats. Brandi Swinton with 19, Chanel Perry with 12, Pearson 11, and Green with 10. Though there's almost everyone. Here is one very, very interesting stat, Brian.
What's that?
Tania Jackson has 0 points in this game. You would, if I would have asked you, hey, the Knights are going to score by far their most points on the season.
Yeah.
How many points do you think Tania Jackson would have?
Yeah,
you would probably have said
20 plus.
At least, right?
Yeah.
That's going to hurt the old average.
It will. It will.
I wonder if I'm sure Jackson is aware of that, but I wonder if that's something that maybe she wants to get back in just to score a bucket.
I don't know, Paul. I don't know.
Good defense here for the Knights. Good movement. Cooper, the shot just off. Cooper's been very close on a few shots.
She has been. She has 2 of the 7 here today for them.
Almost hit Swinton there. Ahead to Cooper on the break. Oh, yes. Thomas to Roberts, inside to Swinton. I like the low post game Swinton has, for sure. Just can't get that one to fall. I mean, yes, when you have a sizable lead like they do here, yes, it's not the end of the world, but Brian, those are definitely not shots in other games that you want to miss. And Mayo to steal. Swinton from downtown. Nice to see Swinton's got a good outside shot there. Roberts the steal. Again, really good to see that Roberts, that was a scary collision.
It was, Paul. She ran. Looked like, ooh.
Cooper trying to pick up a steal. Can she keep it in bounds? She had a trailer. Inside to number 10, Logue. Logue's taken about 10 shots today. Unfortunately, haven't gotten any of them to fall.
Yeah, that would have been the one.
Mayo inside, and the scoop, absolutely.
There you go.
And trying to get it back to Braden. Cooper, the moon shot. Can't get that one to go, but Logue the rebound, and no, can't get it to go. Gosh, Logue has had so many opportunities today.
Yeah, she has.
From way downtown. Roberts the rebound, puts it up. Absolutely. Roberts with the bucket. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. And Bucks County calls a timeout. Hey, Central Penn College fans, rest easy knowing the experts at Select Physical Therapy are on the sidelines ready to help you and your team in times of need. With convenient locations nearby, getting back in the action is close to home. Go to selectphysicaltherapy.com to find a location near you and start your journey to recovery. Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Brian, always a pleasure to have you here today. Looking forward to this men's game coming up here later this afternoon. Definitely going to be a highly contested contest. And again, I want to go back to the fact that the men 2-6 on the season, but man, that last game was by far their best team game.
Yeah, it was, Paul. Berkeley, always a tough competitor for the Knights. I mean, well, they're both the Knights, I'm sorry. But again, they're both going to be, those two teams, whenever they play against each other, it's always a hard-fought battle. And thankfully, this time we were the ones on top.
Both highly contested games last week.
Yes.
Oh, they're going to get her for a travel. That's like 3 times they've called a travel on number 21, Balmarieda. About 4 minutes remain in this contest. Inside to Mayo. What a
Good
shot. 91-9. Again, can the Knights get to 100? It looks at least possible at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. But again, I don't know if that's something you want to go with. Just, again, Bucks County's gone through a lot.
I appreciate that, but, you know, it's not like in the NFL where you can just kneel it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you have to shoot the ball every 24 seconds. Inside to Mayo. Mayo's having just a huge afternoon. And the rebound and the putback.
Good shot. And she played some really good minutes against Berkeley the other day. Had a good contribution on the offensive end.
Oh, looks like they're going to get Roberts on a shooting foul. Going to send number 12 Talavera to the line. Nice shot.
I think. Well, she was even surprised that went in. They hit double digits, Paul.
It'll be 93-10 now. I will say that they had an offensive outbreak in their first game of the season on November 1st, 105-26.
Wow.
To Northampton Community College. Got 26. They scored 26 against them.
Yeah.
Just not enough aggressiveness down low. When you have someone like Mayo, there's no way you can play them that soft.
Exactly. They're running a 1-2-2 zone here, Paul.
And what is the advantage of doing something like that?
1-2-2, honestly. Usually teams will do an extended 1-2-2, so then you'll start with your guard up at the top at half court. Then you have usually 2 around the middle of the 3-point line in half court, and then where the white line is on the baseline are your other 2.
We need to get you a telestrator.
I agree. I agree.
You can be like Troy. Your idol.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
I was a
Tony.
I was a Tony. Well, I like Dak. There aren't many people that are Dak people, but
I was listening to the radio on the way here. They think that between Pollard and Zeke this Sunday, they could rush 50 times.
Against Houston? I mean, Houston's having a very rough year, Paul, so that was off her head, though, if you saw that. That's not good.
Well, 1 minute and 11 seconds remain in this contest. Central Penn ahead comfortably, 95-10. But again, we give the utmost credit to Bucks County and wish them good in the rest of their season. Hopefully they can take some things away from studying this tape here today that uses as a learning experience, Brian.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
A lot of shuffling of the feet there. And the steal by Thomas. 44 seconds remain here in this contest. Does not look like they're going to get to that 100 mark, but 95-10, another solid win. Brian, with
97,
I will say, we do have just a few seconds for the nightly news player of the game. I'm going to give you and see what your thought process is.
Honestly, Paul, I mean, I would probably go with Swinton today, the freshman.
Not only the 21 points, but the 9 rebounds, but you also have to give a lot of credit to Mayo. Guess what? 18 and 9 for Mayo here in a huge second half. So lots of credit to Mayo, but we're going to go with number 22, Brandi Swinton. The freshman is the nightly news player of the game, and that is going to do it from East Penn High School. Paul Miller and Brian Christiana. The Knights win 97-10. What else is there to say other than that the Knights go to 6-4 and look to continue their hot streak with 2 big games this week. We're going to take a quick break between games, and we'll be back here with you for the men's game here in about 15 minutes. So we're going to sign off for now. Paul Miller and Brian Christiana for a 97-10 contest and victory for the Knights.